Hi guys, it's Amy from Little Farm Quilts. Listen, tonight I was picking out my fat quarters to do the sew along with you guys. And I ran into a couple things that I thought I might share with you. So I'm going to give you some of my guidance, I guess, when I was picking them out. So I went to my stash, which I have a significant fabric stash, and you guys will see that when we give you a tour of the studio in one of our upcoming videos. But anyway, I went to my stash to pull fat quarters for our sew along, and this is what I ran into. I picked two blacks, so I've got this kind of florally, can you see that well with the camera? And then I've got kind of like this polka dot, but since it's white polka dots on black background, it reads black. So I picked those. And then I picked two grays. So I've got this kind of flowery one, and again, a polka dot. Okay, so you see this theme coming together here. And then I picked two white background fabrics. So this one is one that I happen to be in love with, and I pick it up in fat quarters as often as I can get them. I just like the writing and the fact that it's Paris and all that. And the other one I picked was kind of fun. It's this one right here. And these are my white reed fabrics. So remember how I told you to get two black fat quarters, two gray fat quarters, and two white fat quarters. So I thought it was all set. I pulled them over here, and this is what inspired me to go live tonight. And I put them together just to see if I had enough contrast going between the black, the gray, and the white. And this is what I see. Hopefully you guys can see all of that. You see the black over here, the grays are in here, and the whites are in here. You see what I'm seeing between the grays and the whites? There isn't a whole lot of contrast. So I wanted a little more contrast than that. The problem is with these is this Paris one that I like so much as a neutral white has a lot of gray towers in it. So when you put it next to this gray floral that I picked, they tend to, let's turn it this way, read the same. I'm looking for more contrast than that. So I ended up going back to my stash, and I kept the white ones that I picked, but I started looking at different grays. So I found this one that was darker and pretty, and I really like it. And then I found this one, which is a solid. And then I put those together with my whites, and let's see how they look. And I'm going to try to hold all these together in front of the camera for you. See how you have the blacks. Let's see if I can get them all up here. My hands aren't big enough. All right, so you have the blacks, the grays, and the whites, and you see how there's more contrast now between the whites and the grays. And then you even have the contrast between the blacks and the grays. I may switch out this polka dot one still and get a more solid black because my grays are a little bit darker now, and I might still do that. I don't know. I'll let you know tomorrow when we go live tomorrow night what I ended up with. But those are the things you need to think about when you're picking out your fat quarters. You do want contrast between light, medium, and dark. You don't want them so close that they blend in. The piece will look muddy if you do that, and you really need a little bit of contrast. Otherwise, it's just going to read all the same color. So I'm going to show you again the sample that I've been working on. There's blacks, grays, and whites, and clearly there's interesting fabrics in here, and you see each of them, and they all don't blend together. That's the point, okay? You don't want them all to blend together. You want them to coordinate, but not all blend together and read like one color all the way across. You really want contrast. So I'm going to hold these up again. Let's see if I can get my hands on these things. Okay, trying to tilt it towards the light into the camera. The blacks, the grays, and the whites, and I have contrast between all of them, and I actually think I'm kind of happy with that selection, so I might stick with that. The other thing I asked you guys to get was a little bit of white for your border. So I said, I think at half a yard and you'll have plenty left over. That's like way more than enough. I am choosing to go with a solid white that I have here on my stash. So I'm doing a solid white. If you want to do some white on white print, which I don't know if you're going to be able to pick this up on camera very well. You see how it's got a slight pattern to it, but it's still white. You can use something like that. And I even auditioned some of these. Thank you, Cindy. How are you? Sorry, it's kind of a surprise live tonight. You can even use something like this. I have a really cute, it's like it looks like a pencil sketch animals print. And I was going to use that, but I think that what I want is the cleaning look of the white for me. That's just my personal opinion. So that's what I'm doing. I'm choosing the fat quarters, and I was sitting here thinking about you guys, thinking I really need to talk to you guys about how I'm choosing my fat quarters, because if you know what's going on in my brain, you'll start to think that way too. So I have all my fat quarters selected for tomorrow. We are going to go live tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I believe I published it at 7 o'clock. So we're going tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. And what we're going to be doing tomorrow night is we're going to be prepping our fat quarters for the sew along. And we're going to be talking a little bit about how the week's gone. We've had a lot of hubbub going on here lately, and it's a busy season here on the farm. So you guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay, hope this helps. Bye.